So do you guys remember that time that Nintendo tried to dedicate a year to Luigi and it ended up costing them $457 million? Yeah. So that wasn't a good idea, but maybe some of the games that came out of it were okay. Nope, this sucks. New Super Luigi U, the answer to the question, what if we make a bad-selling spin-off for a bad-selling game on a bad-selling console? Along with being the worst-selling Mario Bros game ever, being stuck on the worst-selling Nintendo console ever, and costing them almost $500 million, it also controls like drunk driving feels. Amazing. So is the worst-selling, worst-controlling Mario game actually good? No, but I decided to play it anyways. The game opens the exact same as New Super Mario Bros. U, except this time Mario is notably absent, instead being represented only by his hat to pay homage to the fact that the original actor has passed away off screen. Super Mario actor found dead in Chicago apartment. Following this, a giant Bowser hand crushes Luigi and the Toads and throws them at terminal velocity into a mighty oak, which kills them on impact. For the rest of the game, Luigi is actually dead, and you need to help him accept that fact, with each new zone representing a different step in the Kubler-Ross model of grief, with the first step in that model obviously being Acorn Plains. Acorn Plains. I don't really know what to say. Level 1 is above ground level and has acorns. Level 2 is a below ground level and it has Piranha Plains. Level 3 is a tower where you fight Boom Boom for the trillionth time. Basically, it's the formulaic New Super Mario Bros. Experience that I talked about in my last video. However, all of the levels are actually unique to this game. They're not just the New Super Mario Bros. U levels, this time with Luigi. Along with that, the game completely changes the game's controls, this time adding Luigi's slippery movement and high jumps. While the levels themselves might be different, the world maps, story, and characters are all the same, with the exception of Paul Walker wrapped himself around a tree and has been replaced by Nabbit, aka Mom said I need to let my little brother play too. Nabbit is the game's easy mode and functions completely differently from the other characters. Nabbit can't be hit by enemies, but he also can't get power-ups either. At the end of a level, any power-ups Nabbit did collect are turned into 1-ups. But that doesn't really matter because I'm playing single player, so I'm locked into Luigi. Level 4 is actually one of the only levels in the game to give you access to Yoshi. Why don't they give you him in more levels? Because he gives you normal fucking controls. The only reason I even brought this up is because there is no reason for him to be in this game at all. I am not gonna list every individual level like this. It's so hard to write a script for this game because it's a 2D platformer, so you're basically just like, you go right, and then you go right again, but the next level really shakes it up when it makes you go right. Or at least it is right now, because this is before the game made me hate my own life. I'm gonna kill myself, 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 I'm gonna kill. The final boss of Acorn Plains is Lemmy, who's a total pushover, so after him we move on to Layer Cake Desert, which never uses the cake part to its advantage at all. Following the first world, this game ramps up in difficulty fast. I quickly went from, yeah, this is fun and I can make a video about this, to, I'm going to kill myself. The combination of slippery controls, more precise platforming, and a stricter time limit makes sure that this game is designed to punish patience in every way. So whenever the game puts you in a place where you need to slow down or think about your next jump, it's too late because you're already either sliding off an edge or you have 2 seconds left on the clock. Fun fact about me, I have time anxiety and a visual processing disorder, meaning timers make me anxious and I can't judge the distance between objects. I'm playing this game on stupid mode, which might be why I died to Morton Koopa's level 11 times. This is where I first experienced the gamer rage competency curve. As a human plays a level more, he naturally gains more experience and thus improves. However, when faced with the phenomena known as gamer rage, the improvement finds itself trying to regress, and thus we find ourselves at this point of diminishing returns, also known as the Morton Koopa curve. After you defeat Morton, you're brought to a crossroads where you can either go to beach-themed levels or snow-themed levels. Of course, I chose snow themes because I love particle effects and snow biomes are one of my favorites. What I didn't think about, however, is that that means ice physics on top of Luigi physics. What fucking sadist made these levels? This isn't even my typical like, haha, I suck at games shtick. I would rage quit this and then go cool off by playing Bloodborne. Now, am I saying that Bloodborne is easier than New Super Luigi U? Yes. I already know there are going to be people in the comments who are like, oh my god, I can't believe he thinks this is hard. I play Mario Kaiser for fun. No one cares. Go back to sweating in your gamer chair and not having friends. The game is intended to be harder than New Super Mario Bros. U, and I understand that. But I would understand it more if it wasn't for this game's god-awful saving system! For some reason, the New Super Mario Bros. Games only let you save after you've beaten a castle or a tower, which I'll grant is a mechanic they took from America after September 11th. I can't say that joke, fuck. Which means if you game over, you have to go all the way back to the last castle or tower you completed and replay all the levels in between. I even tried to do an infinite lives glitch to prevent that, and I still couldn't even do that right. So anyways, I died a lot, and then I reset, and then I died more, but I was finally able to defeat Wendy, who fought with like ice skates and icicles, and I made it to the halfway Bowser Jr. boss fight. I was very happy about this, because it meant that I was halfway through this god-awful experience. Now, I'm not doing a completionist run. I've been skipping getting every goddamn star coin, but I do want to fight all the Koopalings. So I went back to Sparkling Waters to beat Larry. After being hardened by the heat of battle that was Luigi on ice, this section was so much better. It was difficult, but it wasn't ludicrous, and by that, of course, I mean it didn't take a Pontiac to space. Shout out F9, greatest movie in modern cinema. My only exception to this is the Ghost House level, Haunted Cargo Hold. I hate this level and every other ghost level with indescribable, unfathomable, eldritch rage.
I just punched a thing off the bottom of my table.
I just punched a piece of wood off the bottom of my table.
But other than that, the levels are fun, and the last level is really cool and uses all the different bullet bill variants and has this really cool oh shit moment at the end with a king bill. It's fun.
Oh shit.
And then it's on to Soda Jungle, which is decently hard. The tower is fucking ridiculous and has an entire section dedicated to ghost levels. This took me so long that I was going to quit here if something didn't change.
I just got fucking Kaizo blocked!
That's when I decided to test a theory. You see, I thought castles and towers only saved the first time you beat them. That's not true. So if I go back to the first tower and beat it, sure, there's a pretty long commute time, but it still saves my game. With that newfound knowledge, I conquered Iggy, who was indeed a much more formidable foe in our second bout. I see you have learned from the past, good sir. Much respect to you. Just in time for me to immediately get rid of all my morals and abandon my plan to beat the game as intended. I went back to one of those ghost houses and skipped the fuck out of the entirety of Rock Candy Mines, and thus Roy. Fuck you, Roy, you smell. After one extra level, which I did almost fail, I was brought straight to the Meringue Clouds. And guess what? There's another shortcut that takes you from the ghost house straight to Ludwig the Accursed. Oh shit, wrong game. Straight to Ludwig von Koopa, so I did that too. At this point, I no longer had opinions on this game. I was an empty husk playing this not because he had to, but because he needed to.
Fucking Christ.
I needed this over. So I kicked Ludwig's teeth and shat on Bowser Jr. and finally made it to Peach's Castle. I'll be honest, Peach's Castle was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I still died a few times, but I thought all of these levels were going to completely fuck me over, and they didn't. In between every single level, I was going back to the first Boom Boom fight to save my game. That's how bad I thought it was going to be. Until I got to the last level. This level made me want to break things.
Get out of the fucking way! What?
It broke me as a man. The last level is divided into 3 sections. A platforming section where Bowser Jr. is trying to sabotage you, a fake-out Bowser fight, and a real Bowser fight where you need to steal Bowser Jr.'s clown car and use it to ground pound on Bowser. I honestly considered giving up here. That's how bad it was for me. But after attempt after attempt and failure after failure, I was finally able to beat Bowser. And just like that, I had beat New Super Luigi U. But I didn't care about that very much. What I cared about more was the fact that I could finally stop playing New Super Luigi U. This game made me upset, and I do not wish to do it again. I do not like green eggs and ham. If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. I do this weekly, and click here to see me, myself, talk about why New Super Mario Bros. Needed to change.